Hello, Cruising World, Mick the Suit Guy with you. It's Monday. That means it's tips day. Now, I had said on a previous one of these, if you had any tips yourselves, to send them in. I got some sent in, and I'm going to read you some tips this week. I got more than I need for this week, so we're going to do some this week. I'll add some next week. Eventually, I'll get to my own again, but the more of these you can send me, the better. Don't forget, if you have tips that you want to share with people that make your cruise better, we are here to help everybody else, right? So feel free to email me, Facebook message me, join my Facebook group, post them, whatever, and I'll read your tips out, give you a little shout out on the little channel here. So I got some. I've got some from my friend Dave Rosso, a very good friend of mine. Met him in the piano bar, and his lovely wife Samantha. So I have some tips from him. He sent me several. I'm going to do some this week, some next week. But first, I'm going to read one from Trisha Thompson. She sent me this. She goes, "Hi," and I'm going to read exactly what it says because it made my head swell. "I love your new day cruising tips, Monday cruising tips." God bless you, Trisha. We've only been on 3 Carnival cruises so far, which is brilliant. Keep cruising, but thought I would share this tip that I'm sure you know I did, but a lot of people don't. It's very helpful for us. Prepay the tips. It has helped us budget and have a hassle-free cruise, knowing these are already taken care of, and we are always free to add a bit more, if someone goes above and beyond, which they always do and they always will. Cheers. So Tricia, thank you for that. Yes, I prepay our gratuities every cruise, and yes, I take food on the ship for the crew, and yes, we always tip a little bit extra, but you don't have to. But if you do prepay those cruise tips, it gives you a little bit more freedom on the cruise. You're not going to get that shock payment charge like 3 days out. I always find it funny looking at guest services the day that the gratuities go out, because a lot of people still don't even know that they get charged gratuities. And all of a sudden on their sign and sale account, there'll be like a whatever the gratuities charge is, and there's always a long line. What is this charge? What is this charge? And then the poor people at the guest services have to explain that, yes, that's tips for the crew. Remember, Carnival don't pay the crew much. They live on tips, and they work so hard for you. We're bored with saying it. Anyway, Trisha, thank you for that wonderful tip. Fully recommend that one. I do it all the time. Some people would throw these tips away. I'm going to keep them, and I'm going to file them away so I can keep all the tips I get. Now, I'm going to give you some from Dave and Samantha. I'm going to include Samantha, even though she probably doesn't even know Dave sent these to me. She deserves all the credit in the world for putting up with Dave, quite frankly. Not like some of his piano bar friends. I think we know who we're talking about. Anyway, I'm going to give you 3 of his tips. You're going to get 4 tips this week. Number 1, I will add to this. These are Dave's tips. The first one we'll see. Anyway, number 1, pre-book excursions or dining to assure you get in on the things you want. 100% agree with the dining. And it's the same principle as the gratuities. Get one more thing paid for. Another thing you haven't got to worry about when you're on board. Plus, to Dave's point, you get the time you want. Especially if you're going to GG's. Because if I'm on the ship and you want to go to GG's, I may have booked every table every night, so you may not even get in there. But, do it. With the excursions, pre-book excursions, absolutely, if you're doing Carnival excursions, this is where me and Dave maybe slightly differ in that I don't particularly recommend doing Carnival excursions. That's a whole other story, but you can still pre-book excursions that aren't with Carnival. We're not going to go into that today. This is tips day, but thoroughly agree, pre-book excursions, whether they are through Carnival or whether they are not through Carnival, still do it, or dining to assure you get the things you want. Good tip, Dave. Number 2, kind of ties into number 1 in a way. Watch for first day specials. For example, free wine at the steakhouse on first night. You may not know this, but if you go to the steakhouse on night 1, you get a free bottle of house white or red wine, or 50% off of any bottle that they have that you'd have to pay for. You get a really nice bottle for 50% off. That's just the steakhouse. They do often give out discounts, I'm told, and as Dave has informed me, at the spa. Does this look like a body to go to the spa? No. In fact, I am going on Radiance again next week. And I am planning on going to the spa and maybe talking to somebody and getting some information on the spa. Because if there's one thing on the cruise ship I don't know much about, it's the spa. Because again, look at this body. It don't go to the spa very much. So I'm going to do my best to do a spa interview, knowledge learning visit whatever, so I can help you out at the spa. If you have any questions you want asked on the spa while I'm on board, I'm going to the people. Email me. Any spa questions, email me. I'm going on the Radiance on the 30th of May for a 4-day. I'm dedicating myself to making videos because it's my 7th cruise on there. Anyways, that's number 2. And there's other discounts too. Look for them. Make sure you know what's going on. Number 3, when you go on board a ship, you may not know this. This is a whole other story, but this is a precursor to Dave's tip. You can bring on 12 cans of soda. You cannot bring on bottles. That would be bottles for you. I can't do T's. Bottle. It's 3 bottles. I can't say tattoo or 20. We just don't do it. So bottles. You cannot bring bottles on board. You can bring cans up to 12 of the 12 ounce. I think it is up to 12 ounce. Double check that, but I think it's 12 ounce on board the ship with you. You can also bring a 750 milliliter bottle of wine with you. Bear in mind, there may be a corkage fee unless you bring a screw cap. Just saying. Anyways, you have to bring them on when you go in embarkation, is Dave's tip, a very good tip. Don't put them in your carry-on. If they find it in your carry-on, they will think you're trying to smuggle extra on board and they will confiscate it. So when you bring those cans on, not bottles. When you bring your bottle of wine on, not bottles, bottle. That's bottle. Isn't it weird you can bring a bottle of wine, but you can't bring a bottle of water? Anyways, you can do that. Make sure you bring it through the embarkation, through security, and show them that you're bringing it on board. Put it in your check-in luggage. You won't get it on. Brilliant. I gave you 4 this week. 4. And I got more from Dave next week. And hopefully more from somebody else. So send those tips in. Get them to me. And I will include it. Give you a shout out. And I hope they helped. Wonderful. Keep them coming. Subscribe, as always. I've got some more videos coming out next week. And not next week, this week. I don't even know what my name is. What day is it? It's a beautiful day in San Diego. But subscribe. Send me any questions, as long as they're not on the spa, because I don't know enough about the spa yet. But in 2 weeks, Bob's your uncle, I used to be saying in England. I'll know it. Oh, well, some of it. And yeah, keep them coming. And with that, I will bid you adieu, cruising world. I will see you later. Keep them coming. Any questions? Email me anytime. cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. I promise I'll reply as soon as possible. Want to book a cruise or any type of travel? We are travel agents. Check out our site, elitetravelconnection.com, or email me, Mick, at elitetravelconnection.com. We are here for you. Finally, subscribe, please. Pretty please. You know you want to. Go on. I won't beg you. Okay, I'm begging. Please. Subscribe. Thank you.